Previously on Ace Attorney.
Rise from the ashes. It's not a turnabout title, which is why I always forget that this case exists. Wait, what? Huh? What is happening? Oh my god. A dual murder? Look at that terrifying thing. I lose you. I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears, and the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Whoa. The body was found in this nasty bright red sports. It's probably Edward's car. That would be that would be my car. What of it? I'm really struggling today, aren't you, Emma? At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. A detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Isn't that how these cases always go? Ugh. Court case? The court? What do you even call this? The court? I don't know. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of, gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis! Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they're suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. Thanks, Phoenix. What the fuck? It's kinda obvious. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. Why did you agree to let me be your defense attorney? My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to blame me at this time. That's kind of scary. I'll be alone in there. I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright! I'll be with you the whole way! I don't really think that's reassuring. You're kind of all over the place, honestly. Hello, Edgeworth. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Okay, we don't need to bring this back up. It's been 2 months, but I still haven't been in a courtroom since his trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. Girl? This is not church. However, she'll now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. What? What does that even mean? Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough of Queen? I love how she has an onigiri on her hat. Huh? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. That is a ridiculous amount of caviar. That's like a $200 bento. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. It just looks like bonito flakes. Burikake? Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's just sesame seeds! It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. It's a lot of salt. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What? What? Just because it looks like it doesn't mean it is. Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Doing her voice just is so funny. It's so like, ooh. Anyways. Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Sir! Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah! I know who you are! Cough up! Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor! Long time no see. GG's, Purin. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is she? If I might have the court's attention over here. Oh. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor's spaces, yes? Oh. The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Alright, parking lot with floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright? I can't agree. Just on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star! Wait, are they talking about me? Yes, Phoenix, please. Please. Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Ooh. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Wow. Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife, which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. Why are there... enunciation hard. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Alright, let's start. Gotta press everything. Hold it! How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. If I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. I'm so sad that as someone who doesn't play Valorant, the flawless voice line popped up in my head when you finish a round. Wow. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. But that boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Correct, Phoenix. You're doing great today. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I don't know what that means. What is that nonsense? Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese! A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. And I must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. What are these interjections? In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Okay. By garish car, you mean garish? Garish? Now I'm confused. Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Lol, hi Seish. Are you making fun of me making fun of words? Making fun of words, mispronouncing words. What is that notification? There was Indeed, it was. Hello. Huh, what an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you're sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could crack plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. What? A photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a photo. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. What the hell? Suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You'd think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Jesus Christ. What am I supposed to do now? That is unmistakably Lana Skye. That is true. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? My goodness, there's so much information coming out of this. Ah. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. You're struggling, Phoenix. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? Huh, the defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that! Okay, let's see. What do we have in here? I would like to check this photograph. Gloves, and then she seems to be smiling. She has a coat on her. What is that coat? It's an oil drum or an A. Okay. Let's see this now. Oh, so she definitely could have seen it through the fence from here. Darn. Okay, interesting. The photograph, though, definitely the angle makes sense. One knife wound. Let's see. Chest wound, correct. 4.5-inch knife. Single stab wound was found. Between 4 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Do we have a time that she walked in? Let me check this. How long? Do we know how long this blade is? I don't really care about the blood. I want to see if I can measure how long it is. I guess not. Okay. Well, Lunchbox, finely honed. Cello next to a car. Knife in her right hand. Pointy tip of the knife into the... Oh no! Look at you with still 500,000. Let's see. Give her a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Wait. Lunchbox at what time? At 4 p.m? Well, the music did not end. They are! No, I have a thought process, please! No! Am I fucked? Did I present this? Because it's at 5:12 p.m? This? Nope, it's not gonna work either. Oh man. Because why would she be delivering a lunchbox at 4 p.m.? What else do I do? So she saw it. Her boyfriend did not. Is it worth pressing the floor plans? I have no idea. I don't know what else to present. This isn't it. Okay. I'm fucked. Oh no! I feel like I'm making logical leaps that are too far. Is that Edward's car? I don't think it is. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Oh my god, it's not the car. It's not the car! I feel silly. Of course it has to be with the photo. Please. Wait, is this it? Please. No! What? I don't get it. Why is this hard? So there is one stab wound by a 4.5-inch knife, which is like close enough to what they're estimating of 4 inches for a knife. And should I just do it? Sure, why not? I don't think this will go well, but we're going to try. Yup, that's not it. Okay, so now what? The brain ain't braining. I gotta think more simply. I think I'm thinking way too hard because I keep on making connections to things that are not in the witness testimony explicitly. And that's not how this game works. It says moment of the crime. I don't know about that. Okay, I guess. Should we just be like, yo, where's the knife in this photo? What? Wow, that was it. I'm gonna lose my mind. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with a knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. Is that a whole bottle of tonkotsu sauce? That sure is I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Guy now holding a knife? My god. Mr. Edward, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edward. Yet two is still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edward? This photograph was taken not the moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing. That's what I assumed, but how can you tell that? There's blood. Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph, honestly, yeah. Yeah, it is hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you just gonna sit there and take that abuse? You got a better idea? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Correct. That's why I had so much trouble. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. Yeah, that's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. Oh my god. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. A premeditated murder. A serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Okay. Okay. Rubber gloves? How do we know that they were rubber? What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? What? Where did I get those? They're really not giving me anything. The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Yeah. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this is all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. You've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flash wound, Mr. Wright. Okay, we're back at the end. How do I prove it was premeditated? It wasn't premeditated. Edward got there at 5:12, so maybe it's that? Or maybe it's the fact that she made a phone call to her sister? I feel like if it was premeditated, you wouldn't want your victim just sitting around for an hour and a half. But maybe that's just me. Like, I'm trying to murder someone and yeet, you know? Like, I'm not gonna wait for them to die. Is that just me? Like, I feel like that's reasonable, right? But I don't think I can present that. Oh man. Do I have any evidence of her wearing gloves before? I don't think so. Is there anything else in this photo? Why is this so hard? I feel so stupid. It's okay, it's okay. We're gonna get this. You're doing good. I love to hear that. I feel like it has to do with something about the fact that it's in Edward's car. Maybe because, like, why wouldn't she just use her? Well, I guess it would make sense if she didn't use her own car. But how is she going to know that, like, Edward was going to be there? Was what I was going for with presenting the parking stub, because it's at 5:12, whereas he's supposed to have died over a course of like 90 minutes due to blood loss. I want to present the knife, but I feel like maybe this is also another sign of premeditated murder, because then it's like, if Edward wasn't aware of it, she may have taken it out at some point, because if they're close, but I don't know if they are. It's the only other thing of Edward's that I have, so... Oh! Let's go. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edward's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. We have established this. What's with this case? The bloody bad missed it. Fan is the chief prosecutor for a district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? Why is there a child here? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh, This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Is she okay? Her lunchboxes were flying! Order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. Mr. Seuss as good as free. I don't know about that, girlie, but we're trying. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. Please, no more of this. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. But I'm also suffering with this case. It's hard. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. Who cares if it was premeditated or not? That's the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now? But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really? Now? Okay. We're doing this again. Alright. Do you have any plans for today, Applip? Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. Okay. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. Not that far, I think. Oh wait, no, it is. They talked about this with the detective, Gumshoe. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. One stab wound, girlie. We gotcha. Just studying fidget games. We love that. What are you planning on studying today? The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. Does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? That's actually kind of a good point. But, kinda. We're gonna stick with the kinda there. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Alright, let's go. Stab wound! We already know what we're doing. But let's press everything. Advanced econ, not again! Good luck. Good luck. Rookie. Never interrupt a storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of the oven half-baked. Okay, sure. There's nothing half-baked here in this. I can't believe I skipped over such a good line. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. And this game is just everyone bullying Phoenix, and I'm here for it because Phoenix is dumb as bricks. Her actions speak for themselves. It's just RIP. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edger, thoughts? There is no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. Kerbal update! Kerbal update. She might have written him a letter. Yeah, in this day and age, sure. You could have tried public phone first, at least. Very true. Whoa, what is glorious? What? An app opened. Oh my. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? Had a grudge against the victim? Why? That. Oh, hydrate. Thank you. All shades of green. Wow. What kind of grudge? I don't remember this. Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Well, same as before, like, we don't know if she doesn't or she does. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? With pretzels? I get it. That's why my lunch was— You had caviar, sir. Two very different things. This judge isn't very good with metaphor. Yes. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Well, we already know this isn't true. Human machine? That's a contradiction. Oh my god, it's an oxymoron actually, but sure. Oxymorons, I guess, are also contradictions. On a syntactic level? Is that correct? Who knows? Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edward's size smell like citrus fruit. Why are you smelling his breath, girly? Yes, complex English, correct. You say again and again. How many times they should stab him exactly? We have to say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What the fuck is wrong with that? I know! But also, I think she's 13, so like, I'm not judging her, but I am judging Phoenix for letting her come with him into the courtroom, especially when it's a trial about her sister. So, like, there's a lot of issues there. You know? What difference does it make if the deed is done? Like, I don't know about this man's executive decision-making skills. Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case! I mean, he's right about that. Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wondered, would it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick will burn longer. I guess so? To a certain extent, yes. That's there is more than one limiting factor here. You are right, Phoenix. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. She's like obsessed with the scientific method, and she's like not using it correctly. Oops, I did not mean to skip through the whole thing. Forgot how short it was. One stab wound! Yeah! Objection! You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my— what? Moss surprise? I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. She's pretty. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. What is up with this man? Who wrote the script for this game? The other cases were not this unhinged. What a fuck! No! He's my hero, really? Oh, she's talking about Edward, not the judge. Okay. Or Phoenix. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Well, witness, you got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood, but now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. The stars turned out to be a short-tempered— okay. Muffler? Well, in the photo, I don't think she has her muffler on. Woman. Oops, I skip it, pressed it. Patience, my friend. That is what I need. Okay. Present. Check. Where is the muffler? It is not there. Present. Yeah! Miss Star, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. Okay, damn. That was uncalled for. That was uncalled for, sir. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling. Edward, this is uncalled for, okay? Harsh words, but good. Judge, chill. In the end, Mr. Edward prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really? Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Okay, we're still going on. We couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. What? The most important part? That she killed. Girl! This next testimony might just be the moment of truth. Alright. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. Quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. Futile? Futile. Futile? I don't know anymore. You are quite determined about the scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. Girl, I think you are too. Just saying. Just saying. Just wanted to, point that out. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. She kicked that? Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Tell me. Eek. Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. Okay. I hope I don't have to cross-examine the Rawr. Okay. This wall next to the car, yep. So you're saying that the suspect tried to run? She was obviously trying to hide. Oh, so Lana tried to run. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do, and what did you do then? Okay. How did you do that? You were on the other side. You say quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Yeah, press her, because you should have been in Block B. I'd like to see this on the floor plans, just to be safe. The lunch line car was in Block B. She was a visitor, thus she was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The Kafka Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. She couldn't have got into my sister that fast. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it was about 9 feet high, so how did Miss Sky not get away? The oil? She mentioned the muffler? Why'd she do that? What exactly did she say? If I remembered exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean. She was calling... What's her name? April? Who's the girl next to me? Emma. By phone, you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory. It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court doesn't see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall that was dead. Apparently, it was out of order. So she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. What is happening? Who is writing these lines? You should, of course, add that to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Muffler. Okay. Sure, we'll try pressing that. Do you think you could restate why? Aha, I was going to ask the same thing. I'll only say this once. So listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. During that time, I climbed over the fence. Wow. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? The phone was abandoned by the car. Okay. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. How does he know? But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Ah! The exit. Or the entrance. That's right! It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Excellent! More mysteries. We don't want that, girl. Wish we could solve a few before finding more, though. Exactly! Oh, man. Sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. Had to use your cell instead. Muffler. But didn't Emma say that she heard nothing over the phone call? I don't know how to present that the phone was not there. I don't know. How else do I... Do I present the phone? Is that silly? I don't... Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Instead of the phone, I'm going to do the floor plans because then maybe I can show where the phone was. Seems like I'm doing okay. Miss Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Skye. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Ah. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed a crime from this point. However, if that's true, you could possibly have seen Miss Skye making that phone call. Oh, I just kind of assumed that she was actually moving a lot faster. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch. She's coughing up lies. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Is it not where she saw? I think it's where she saw it. Miss Skye tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie. I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Skye using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Don't think so. I think I know where she is. At least let me tell it. I think she was in the security room. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? Okay. Place from where Miss Starr witnessed this crime was here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being a part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr? How many years have I been getting the better of men? Think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Starr. Okay, so you're admitting it? Order. Witness, what have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. She's talking about Miss Skye? Mr. Wright, Doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. And who took the photo? It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Me? Who else, bruh? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. I don't need a recap right now. But actually, maybe I do. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. Must make a vital difference, but what would change? I want to say it's the angle of view to a crime, but I'm not sure about that. Whoopsies. Let's say distance to the crime. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. I'm assuming based on the music that I'm correct. Ooh. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. What's quite clear? The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. That's obvious. You can just tell. I don't see how that would change what you could see. What she saw is not in question here, Edgeworth. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. Those are rubber bands, right? That's so funny. I just needed one. I just broke one. Look, the timing. Perfect. Thank you, Miss Star. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Oh, boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. Oh, it was a photo of the security room tape. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Oh man. She had to go all the way around to block B. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking lot in block B. That's quite a detour. It is. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? That is a lot of time, girlie. This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. I agree. It really is. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. I would like a caviar lunch too. I want caviar. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? You always have to raise an objection. There's no option. 5 minutes between the witnessing of a murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. Also, who is cooking pasta in 5 minutes and making it al dente? I think that's a little too undercooked, buddy. Like, I don't... That's not a lot of time. I got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, Ricky. What does that mean? A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea, I didn't kill anyone. don't worry. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. The Sky dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Girl, stop throwing your lunchboxes. You worked so hard on them. Well, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness ready to go. Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright! That was too close. That was kind of hard. I kind of struggled there. I'm afraid that the Cofop Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. I really hope this word is not adjourned. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's what she tried to force up on me! I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Girl is just pulling out evidence left and right. My goodness. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star. Ooh, is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! Triple decker! Hey! Bribes! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Why are we not done? And like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Who knows? My goodness. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim Chu. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was of course the victim's, and the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. On her shoe. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. Why would her blood be on it? What? There's blood found on that shoe? Why are these things not being brought to my attention? My god, it's so annoying. What am I doing? Why am I not? I'm pretty sure I get to look at all of the evidence submitted to the case. Oh my god, anyways. Try Lunchland for all of your lunch and decisive evidence needs. My god! Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? So you haven't seen it either. The witness is just walking in with evidence that no one has seen, except for forensics. Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention I have 3 boyfriends in forensics? 3? Your security guard is also in forensics? In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, the shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edward sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. The shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. For real, why do I know nothing? Ever? The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. My god, when will this end? Oh my god, I have to do another one! I can't! I'm tired of you, I'm tired of your face, I'm tired of your lunchboxes. Oh my god. Why did you lie? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell us the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lots known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. What? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of them all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Alright. Whose shoe is this? I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe? I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe is my secret weapon if that should happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, excuse me. That was kind of useless. Okay, press that. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, Ricky. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types of with all the blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results, but they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Miss Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. Did no one question where his shoe went then? They were like, oh, he's just missing a shoe. Very cool. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. Oh, man. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She's enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? Well, we're gonna have to make a problem. Wait, no. I didn't mean to do that, no. I'm trying to avoid saying things off the cuff. No. I meant to press that. Give it back to me. Actually, let's have a look at this shoe. Oh. Yeah, there's blood here too. The sole of the shoe? It's gotta be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood? It's horrible. Tomato sauce. Yeah, they were just making pasta. 5 minutes? Enough time to make pasta, right? Tomato sauce? Vodka sauce? Bolognese, maybe? What were they doing making all that soup? I don't know, man. We're just having a good time. Do I present? Wait, okay, let me... or pasta, yeah. Soup, pasta, tomato soup. Tomato soup might be more likely. But 5 minutes, I feel like isn't enough. Okay, I gotta do the... There is a problem. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Because I don't know how the victim would have stepped in tomato soup. Okay, there is a problem. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? I'm gonna say this. Yeah. Take that. I wonder if you noticed, there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie, or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense, the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of his shoe? You know, I didn't think that far. I thought they would just give it to me. You know? There's no blood on the floor over here? Is that what? Yeah? Nope. Yeah? No blood on the floor? Teehee. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint. Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Ah! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where were they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order. Order! Well, witness. What? Huh? Good going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. But then we have to ask, why wasn't there a footprint? Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think! Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. No roaring today. I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that, I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth, though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason, and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Ah! Warg! That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why? That's a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence. That reminds me, Miss Sky's right hand is hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? Shit. So, that's when my sister's blood got on her shoe? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Oh my god, are we not done? Are we not done? The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held into contempt of court. Your threats don't scare you, the cough of Queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest. But the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright! Wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help it after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. The car looks like it was not on the ground. It was on metal, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Mia. Right. Wet or not, don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. That's so scary. It's like, ooh, goosebumps. This is the last piece of evidence? Like, ooh, she's talking to me from the dead. Very well, this time I'd like to declare a verdict for good. No! Objection! There you go. Your Honor, wait! What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photo. Look at this graph! This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah! I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. You're correct. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. I don't know what the problem is. I thought it was this. Well, it's okay. Let's try again. When you point at something, at least remember to keep your eyes open. I believe he's saying that no one's falling for your bluffs, Mr. Wright. What is that? Is that water? Oh! What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait, just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also part of on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Objection! Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What? Let's hear what Mr. Red has on his mind. Tell us... phone call muffler? Yeah? Miss Starr, recall your testimony for the court. Yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. We got him, boys, we got him. Muffler. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned is actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. Just like I'm daydreaming about lunch and when this trial will end. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Oh. That was close. That was really close. But we made it, at least for now. This court will adjourn for 30-minute recess? We're not done. It's lunchtime. I am hungry. It's my lunchtime too, bestie.
Objection! Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Objection!